Making sure the thing's working so you can see my face. You can see my face, right? You know, it's hard to see in the dark. Alright, I'm here to finally review the movie I've been waiting to do since the franchise started since 1993. Jurassic Park, The Lost World. Speaking of the word world, well, since we already got like tons of merchandises, video games, most likely the final part, the chapter of the series, Jurassic World, domination, to finally end the trilogy for good. I can hardly wait for it. That's why I'm going to review this movie to you all. Sure, I could have reviewed like almost all of them. I could review like basically the third one, but we would be here like almost all day long just we talk about all of them. But I'm doing them one by one by the time the last one comes out, and a TV animated show that just came out nearly in 2020 already. So I'll probably just show scenes of the movie. You know, I've seen this film like a million times, or should I say a billion times. And everybody on YouTube already talked about this movie to death already. Some people say this is one of their least favorite movies of the series. Jurassic Park has already been around since 1993. You know, amazing dinosaurs, amazing characters, and most likely, not to mention the Lego game I played a long time ago before I had my own channel since 2019, which started May 11th. Wow, it's been like 3 years now since I started doing all my channels right now, especially this one. I just started like a year ago. Feels like I did it a year now. Anyways, enough of that. And I'll just show you clips of the movie. In this sequel movie, there's like rich people on the island full of dinosaurs, and then cut to a scene of Jeff Goldblum playing like he did in the last film, Alan, a scientist who helped Dr. Grant and the rest of the other characters. There's from the last movie. They got the characters from the last movie. Here's John Hunt on grandchildren, just shown for a brief cameo. He tells Dr. Grant that his girlfriend, I already forgot her name, Janine, and who appears in this movie, and on the island just work for it, progress, my arm dress, that's on the other dinosaurs, so he is forced to go there just to save her life, that she's in danger of other 4 travelers. This is there as well, and most likely he has a daughter. You know, in the last movie, he had like more than one kid. And that granddaughter is Kelly. This is what she looks like in this film. Later on in the movie, she knows how to do her gymnastic style. She can be helpful, helping the rest of the gang in their huge adventure. I think I mentioned this movie is like 2 hours long than most likely the first one had. But the third one is kind of like shorter than the other ones. So in the film, I'll try not to I'll make this review twice as long as I would usually talk about most movies. But I would say it's a pretty interesting film. They try to find where she's at. Hoping that she's okay. And like in the last movie, there's like unique dinosaurs there. Are very end. In other words, perfect. Very nice. Yeah, Sarah. That's her name. So yeah, some of the characters did not make a return. Now Dr. Grant or you know who from the last film. Just different new actors for this film. They do have like the T-Rexes. They have most likely raptors in it, etc., so forth. Fun fact, before this movie actually came out, there was one that did have a sequel called Jurassic Park Part 2. The Chaos Continues on Super Nintendo. And it looks slightly better than the movie we just have right now. But I'll give this movie some credit. The dinosaurs on here look impressively perfect. Most of them are CGI, most of them are just most likely animatronic puppets, etc., so forth. And not to mention, and his daughter is a stowaway that end up in board and have their own adventures. And all they do in this movie is yakety, 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 sackety. We found most parts of this film being super long and all that. It's pretty much the basic film. With its thrilling chase scenes, where there's a bunch of poachers, ones that capture all these innocent dinosaurs, or whatever he tries to read. Yeah, they even know what most of the prehistoric creatures' names are. And yet they're going to capture them anyways to make money off them. But luckily our heroes also want to break them out, free of their prison. And even capture the baby raptor. I mean baby T-Rex, just to lure the big T-Rexes. Just to make money off them. So they have to break them free and all hell breaks loose. You know, it has been a long time since I talk about like the first film, and that they really do care about these amazing creatures that Dr. John Harder created these dinosaurs. Well, not really, but Dr. Ling was a scientist who started all that from the first film, that created all the dinosaurs in the first place, although made them almost half dangerous from the very beginning. And yet, he's not even in this movie. This film does have like minor problems, like for instance, this movie's way too long, and most likely some of the main protagonists are kind of dumb. I'm bringing the baby T-Rex and horribly injured, and Callie's, the little girl, is the smart one. Thinking it's not a good idea bringing it into their vehicle. And obviously, both T-Rexes showed up just in time to get their baby back and knock down their vehicle. Also, you won't ever do it ever again. Just almost when Ellen and Sarah fall to their doom. The vehicle just basically almost knocks them off the edge. Luckily, their friend and Nick tries to save their lives and using a wire here before they fall to their doom. Unfortunately, the T-Rexes start to show up and randomly eat the guy that he didn't deserve to die. Unlike the guy from the first film, he kind of deserved it just to make money off him. Luckily, when the poachers saved their lives, and they didn't even know they did it, but they want to stick together and get off the island as much as possible. And to make sure this review will not be like 10 times longer, or some of the other poachers did not survive the trip. I'm going to take with those tiny raptors that would nibble a person's face off. It would be almost possible they would just slice his brains out, which might be possible to kill someone. Which I have never seen this when I was younger. It was a brutal way for someone to die. There's blood there. And the T-Rex sends on her blood shirt. And they had to make sure they run for their lives. Their T-Rex food. And that they are no match for the oversized creature. Remember the part where the guy gets attacked by a snake and gets eaten by their T-Rex, and there was a bunch of raptors and tall grass killing them one by one. And our only main antagonist survives it in an abandoned Jurassic Park area, old and abandoned, and the technology still works. Not to mention, Kelly used her ability to knock one of them down with her gymnastic-style kick. I got those raptors saying, "Hey," and get to the attention. And they were about to finally leave off the island. But the main leader still want to catch her or one of the T-Rexes just to build a new Jurassic Park area in their own town, home city. But accidentally let the T-Rex loose and make random havoc upon the city. And it's pretty messed up, and yet it's pretty much the best part of the movie that I like about this film, is seeing in the T-Rex, mother or father T-Rex, causing destruction in people's neighborhoods here and there. And I gotta admit, it's like the coolest part in movie history. Also, I kind of like how the kid actually sees a T-Rex in their own backyard. And their parents don't believe them until they see the dog get eaten alive. And the only way to get the oversized T-Rex attention back is use the baby to follow it. Also, how much you want to bet you want to see a better movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger called King Lear, or better than this film ever has. Also, I like it when there's the old title, Blockbuster, which is no longer around now. Well, it's basically gone now. All we got is Redbox to rent movies. And I gotta say that chaos and destruction in this film does have its potentially, in the word for it, correctional, what's the word? Potentially entertainment. Sure, this movie had like lots of problems, but I actually like this film. I will not give away the ending, but you have to see the movie for yourself how it works. And to make sure I don't get copyrighted by playing the song. And you only hear it for like 2 seconds. Believe it or not, I actually like this film. Yeah, I actually like this movie. I'm not kid you not. Unlike the third one, which I'll talk about very soon, I actually enjoyed this film the way it is. It has some good potential moments. Sure, some of the characters are almost brain-dead stupid. Sure, some of the effects are kind of like almost the same as the first film. Believe it or not, it's pretty much almost exactly the same as the first film. But basically, even with no fences, like he said, it's pretty much like almost exactly like the first film, but different characters. And all I can say is it's alright film. Sure, it's a little bit dumb. I would think that Rotten Tomatoes gives it like 30% or 40% on how well the franchise got in. And got a little bit better with the changing the title to Jurassic Park to Jurassic World. Because I guess it sounds a lot better. I mean, they did use the same word for the one called Lost World, which you already saw me play the game off it before on PlayStation 1. That not only do you play a dinosaur, but a human being too. And trust me, it wasn't easy for me to control any realistic tiny raptorosauruses. All I can say is, if you really like dinosaur movies, next to basically one of my favorite dinosaur movies of all time, and I do not prefer to the Disney one, but one called We're Back, a Dinosaur Story, which also has the word Jurassic Park in it. Like Steven Spielberg couldn't resist putting that in his film. You might find this film a little bit, a bit hit and miss of the series. Or what's the word for it? Dumber. But trust me, I'll get to number 3 as much as possible. But for now, I think that's all I can say about this film being a little bit off schedule to the other type of stories. These of other things. And it's in other progress of all films of all time. Is the reason why I'm talking about this movie, because we just know we're gonna have the very last one to end the series on a pretty good high notage. So it's, in a word for it, it's said to be pretty good. Sure, it's a little bit stupid in most parts, but it had some basically perfect action scenes, and a few scenes that make me laugh. Maybe they'll, like, the whole of the franchise deserves more credit than this one had. So, they are bringing back some of the characters from the last movie, the first one, the second, and now even the third one. I mean, they did bring back Jeff Goldblum for the Fallen Kingdom. So, yeah. If you love Jurassic Park movies and Jurassic World series, this one will be for you. So for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and play a bit of a video game that does involve dinosaurs. So, see you then, everyone.